For more than half a century, it has been one of the unshakable traditions of American power. When a president leaves office, they retain one symbol of their former status for life: the protection of the United States Secret Service. It's a guarantee of safety, a nod to the dangers inherent in holding the world's most powerful job. On August 29, 2025, Vice President Kamala Harris took formal steps to end that tradition for her political rivals. In a move that has stunned Washington and broken decades of political precedent, Harris has requested that Congress strip lifetime Secret Service protection from former presidents Donald Trump and Joe Biden. The action was taken through a formal request sent directly to the chairs of the House and Senate Appropriations Committees. The letter from Vice President Harris urges lawmakers to include provisions in future funding bills that would terminate the protective details for both Trump and Biden at a date to be determined by Congress. Currently, federal law grants lifetime protection to former presidents and their spouses. Harris's proposal aims to rewrite that law, targeting specifically the 45th and 46th presidents. So, what is the administration's official reason for this extraordinary move? According to a source familiar with the request, Vice President Harris is framing this as a necessary modernization of security protocols. The argument presented is one of resource allocation. The administration claims that the demands of protecting former presidents for decades stretches Secret Service resources thin. In her reasoning, Harris stated that agents are more urgently needed to protect current officials from modern, evolving threats, rather than being assigned to guard former presidents for decades to come. But a move this drastic in today's political climate cannot be separated from its explosive political context. Canceling protection for former leaders is seen by many in Washington as crossing a dangerous red line. While the proposal targets both Trump, Harris's political rival, and Biden, a Democrat, a source close to the Trump campaign called it a transparent and vindictive political maneuver. Critics argue that removing security from former presidents could expose them to significant risk and sets a dangerous precedent for future political transitions. The decision to include Biden in the request is seen by some analysts as an attempt to provide political cover, allowing the administration to claim bipartisanship in its effort to modernize. However, it does little to dampen the shock among traditionalists who believe that once you hold the office, your security should never be used as a political bargaining chip. Vice President Harris's request now forces Congress to take a definitive stance on an issue most lawmakers likely never wanted to touch. Will they agree that lifetime protection is an outdated luxury the country can no longer afford? Or will they reject this move as a dangerous political escalation that puts former leaders at risk? Whatever the outcome, the very request has changed the game. The long-standing agreement that protected former presidents, regardless of party, has been broken. The question now is whether this is the beginning of a new, more ruthless era of American politics.